Hello, peace and blessings. My name is Jovhannah. I am a spiritual healer, a life coach, a spiritual coach, and an intuitive tarot reader. So I am doing a heartbreak healing tarot reading for anyone who has or is dealing with a breakup, ending of a relationship of some sort, or just having some negative going on with someone in their life. And when I talk about relationships, it doesn't always mean that it's a romantic or intimate relationship. It could be with your family. It might even be, something that you're going through internally with yourself, a friend. So there's a wide variety of relationships. So that, this reading could apply to that. Now, it is a general reading, so everything may not resonate with you, and that's totally fine. Take what does, leave what does not. And if you would like a private reading, head over to spirituallovehealer.com. You can book a intuitive guidance session or just a general phone reading with me there. And let's get started. So I have a few different cards pulled out. I wasn't sure I dropped my phone, what deck I was going to work with for your reading. So I'm just going to have a little fun and pull out whatever I feel at the moment. So I'm hoping that these become a regular thing. I felt really guided and called to do it just because I don't know. So let's see what the cards say. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, so that anyone else who can benefit from this can receive this message. And this message will apply to you at the time that you encounter this reading. The thing about readings is they show up when they're supposed to. So yes, even though this is taking place at the beginning of June, it might apply to you later in the month. So it's all right if you come across this video later and you want to check it out to see if there is something there for you. Feel free to do so. And I dropped a card. So what I'm seeing is that someone is feeling very empty, maybe even has been taken advantage of financially, and are very much still holding on to the past relationship. Energies are definitely a little bit off. I've got the sacral chakra as well as the solar plexus chakra. Sacral chakra deals with our sensuality, our sexuality, our creativeness. That's our womb space. And then our third chakra deals with our willpower. So you might be feeling wounded, depleted, that you just can't. You feel stuck, you feel trapped, you feel empty, and you're not feeling beautiful. You're not feeling your divine feminine qualities and essence. And that's actually fairly natural after a relationship ends, right? We're used to being in contact, being in communication with someone, and then all of a sudden things change and that's no longer there. And some of you may have had like a little codependency in the relationship, whether it was you or the other person. There was just a little bit of kind of like clinginess. And now that things are, coming to an end, it is time to start to let go and start to be aware of the need to start to shift things so that you're no longer feeling empty, that you're no longer, feeling weak or wounded, and so that you can really reconnect into yourself again. And whenever I see the chakra energy cards come up, I always know like energy healing is definitely needed. And my hands, as I was saying that, like just started kind of vibrating. I'm a energy healing practitioner, so I am a certified Reiki master in a few different forms of Reiki. I absolutely love working with Reiki, with crystals, with sound, like all types of healing, I'm there. Even like herbs, essential oils are definitely my favorite to work with as well. So just know that I am sending you lots of love, lots of peace, lots of support to help you through this time. I've been there plenty of times, know what it's like, and it's not fun when we lose someone close to us, or when we're just not feeling the love overall, when we're just not feeling good within ourselves. Like I said, this could be someone who is also lacking confidence and self-love, who's not feeling valued within themselves, and is ungrounded. Like you're not really present in your life. You're probably maybe dealing with anxiety, maybe even some depression. You're not really able to show up as your best self because you're not in your best light, and that's totally okay, because that happens to us all. So I'm going to use my beautiful mermaids to see what guidance is there for those of you who are dealing with some heartbreak and needing to release a relationship. Hold on. So the two cards that fell out are the Knight of Swords and then also the Hermit. And I feel like here with the Knight of Swords, it's all about gaining a new perspective, shifting your thoughts, and no longer really allowing them to control you. You can see the mermaid, she's kind of cresting with the wave, and we can let our emotions just run us over. And we've got to get to a place where we're aware that we can kind of control how we feel, we can control what we think. And it just starts by shifting your thoughts just a little bit. So if you can start doing that, eventually you'll be able to break above that emotional turmoil, and you'll have a little bit more clarity to start thinking things differently. So one of the things that you can think about, like let's say your relationship just ended, you are totally distraught. You can start to see that, this is a new beginning. Or, you know what, at least I'm alive. That's my go-to. If there's nothing good to say or to focus on, hey, at least I'm alive. I'm alive today. That's great. Look, the sun is shining. There are beautiful clouds in the sky. So shifting something that's going to get you above the water, out of the murky waters, back to a little bit of clarity. And that sometimes we do need help in. It's probably not an overnight thing, but just having that awareness, like, okay, these emotions are weighing me down. These thoughts are weighing me down. So what's a lighter thought that I can think? What's something that would make me feel just a little bit better? So start there. Try and shift your energy a little bit so that you can start to get out of some of the heaviness and start to move up into a new perspective so that your emotions are not totally controlling you. We also have the Hermit here. And while I would say, yes, alone time is great, I'm feeling that no, right now it's the time where you need to be supported. You need to reach out to your friends, to your support, to your therapist, to a coach, to whomever. Someone might need to be a guiding light for you. I don't feel like this is necessarily your energy on, its own, but really seeking out help and guidance so that you're not dealing with it alone, because you don't have to be alone. And you definitely want to be sure that the people that you're going to are not going to be the ones that are like, I told you so. I told you he wasn't nothing. I told you this. I told you that. You should have this. You should have that. That's not what you need right now. You need someone who can allow you to empty out, who can allow you to be in your feelings, but who can also start to guide you back to some comfort and peace so that you can once again become that beacon of light for yourself. All right. Okay, so pull a few more cards. Wow. Yep. So something's definitely come to an end. We've got the Ten of Swords here, and it was definitely painful. But it is an ending that's taking place in your life. And like I said, they can be painful. The best thing to do when something like that occurs is to focus on yourself. I love this Knight of Cups card because it feels a little narcissistic, like, ooh, look at me, I'm so pretty. Oh, I love myself. But we need that. We need that confidence, especially after something like this. We've got to start to refill our cup and give ourselves the love that we were wanting or expecting from someone else. Um, and what I love about this Ten of Swords card is you can see, like, up here, his spirit has kind of left his body and now it's like free to move about. So with the ending of anything, there's always a new beginning. So it's kind of like, okay, where can I go next? What can I do from here? And that's really the energy that you want to be in, is like, okay, well, what is the next step? And I know it's hard, but I do feel like you will be walking away with this, the Eight of Cups here, of course, walking away from things that do not serve you. And I think it kind of goes back into that hermit energy, because I see you going in, journaling, getting clear on what it is that you want for yourself, starting to recapture things that you loved. So I know for me, I was making a list of things that I used to do when I was younger that made me happy. I used to dance a lot, used to skate, always outdoors, walking, out in nature, starting to reconnect with things that will reignite the inner child within, so that you're not feeling this anymore. Because out of this, something beautiful can grow once you make the choice to walk away, once you make a choice to let go of those emotions. And instead of seeing them as something that wounded you, seeing them as something that freed you to go on and explore something much more meaningful, much more fun, much more peaceful, much more positive. So for some people, this is my absolute favorite card, the Hierophant. The Hierophant was always one of the cards that I just did not like in the tarot up until this deck, which is the Mermaid Tarot, one of my favorite decks. And it's all about you creating the rules for your life. It's not living through someone else's rules. It's not necessarily conforming to society. It's like you're the author. So what do you want for yourself? What do you want your relationships to look like? What do you want the next 3 months of your life to look like? Start there. Start by figuring that out. Write it down, write the vision, make it plain, and allow spirit to guide you towards that. Hang on. Okay, so I kept hearing what happened, what happened. So I'm going to pull some cards around that to see what happened, what caused this relationship to come to this point. I feel like for some of you, it was wanting more. wanting so much more. You had really high expectations, like whoever you were with had potential, but they were just not delivering. And so you were just kind of sitting around waiting, but not getting what it is that you wanted from this person. They also could have had a lot of other options, and maybe you just were not the person that they decided to pick. Yeah, I do feel like there was maybe someone else in the mix. And you were kind of just waiting. I feel like you had like everything together. You really felt like things were like on the up and up. Things were good. But then things started getting a little cloudy. There was a lot of confusion. Clarity was not present. And then that's when things fell apart. But I also see that person had some healing of their own to do. So I think one of the most important takeaways especially like when I work with my clients and a relationship comes to an end, one of the things that we do, especially as women, is we want to blame ourselves for the deterioration of the relationship. Well, maybe I should have did this. Maybe I should have did that. And I feel like you waited for quite some time, and you were waiting. I feel like there's like this energy of like, the princess in the tower waiting for, the knight or the prince to arrive, and he just never showed. And it hurt. It wasn't fair, but that person has their own healing to do. Everything might seem beautiful and, on point from the outside looking in, but what I'm seeing is like they needed to do their own healing. They're kind of cut off from their heart. They're not really thinking things through. Maybe they're just doing what they want and not really caring who gets hurt. There's very much a full energy here, and it's just kind of like they're just always off on a new adventure. They just want to do new things. Maybe there's like a fear of commitment as well for this person. And for them, commitment feels like the Ten of Swords. It feels like they're going to miss out on something if they settle down, if they choose, just one person. So, and also there could have been an ultimatum like, okay, well, if you aren't able to, do this, then that's it. And so for some of you, that's why the relationship came to an end. There was an ultimatum. They were not able to honor it. And you were just tired. You were tired of waiting. I feel like this has been something that was drawn out. There's a lot of thought here, and a lot of but I don't see like a lot of love. I don't see a lot of emotional things. I feel like that had probably already started, probably emotionally detached a while back, and now it's just the physical manifestation of the relationship ending is coming about. So for some of you, it's not going to be a long bounce back period. It's kind of like you already knew this person wasn't on your level. And for some of you, that's what I'm seeing. It's like this person was not on your level. You're going to get back into taking care of you, and you'll be back on top in no time with the Nine of Pentacles here. For others, it might be a little more painful because you might not have been aware that there was other options or other people involved in the situation. So that might have caught you off guard. But you've got this new found sense of clarity, and you're like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. But it still hurts, of course. It still hurts, of course. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to come out. I feel like the next course of action is just focusing on you, redirecting your thoughts, your energy, your resources back into oneself. Why all my cards want to fall today? Moving right along, letting it all go, releasing those thoughts, moving forward. You have a newfound sense of clarity, a newfound sense of purpose, a new direction that you are heading in, away from all of the drama. And let's see. So I'm going to pull an oracle card, and I think this is so perfect. It's the Goddess of Beauty, and it says, you are a wondrous being. You're a wondrous being of light. There is nothing to change or fix. There is nothing to change or fix. And I feel like that really, really, really just resonates with everything that we just talked about, because there isn't anything wrong with you. That's not why things change. That's not why your relationship came to an end. So the last thing that you should do is try and figure out, well, what's wrong with me, and blame yourself, because it's not your fault. You are beautiful and perfect just the way that you are. Sometimes things just do not work out. And usually it's for our best good, whether we see it right away or not. And oftentimes we don't see it right away that, this came to an end so that something better, something more in alignment with who I am and where I want to go with my life can come in, and allow yourself to go through a transformation. You will need to allow your heart to heal. That doesn't mean you have to close yourself off, but you definitely want to allow your heart and mind to heal and release what you've just experienced, so you're not carrying it into your next relationship. And don't allow it to diminish you. Don't allow it to take anything away from your value, from your worth, from the love that you have for yourself. None of that. Don't let it throw you off your course. Stay focused on your goals. If anything, pour all of your energy into yourself, into your goals, into being the beautiful being that you are. Yep, because healing is coming. Healing is coming your way. And you're going to go through a grieving or a mourning period, but healing is coming. So be gentle with yourself, be patient, allow yourself to process. Reiki energy healing is really great at helping you to process stuck energies, stuck emotions, and just it's very supportive in that way. And when coupled with other therapies, when I work with my clients, sometimes I'll create like a custom essential oil blend for them to help get that support on an energetic level. I feel like oftentimes we are so bombarded and just all this stimulation that we don't realize how much stuff that we carry around on us. So when something big like the loss of a relationship happens, it's like we get a big weight just dumped in our lap, but we hold on to it a lot longer than we need to. So I love giving Reiki sessions because it helps to process that stuff, and it helps us to move out of those stages of grief a little bit quicker, and it's extremely supportive. So if you would like to experience a Reiki session, let me know. I do distant Reiki sessions as well as in person at the North Raleigh Wellness here in Raleigh. I also do in-home sessions. So I'm all about spreading the love and the peace. And oh, look what's on the bottom of the deck. I just so happened to turn it over, and it's the god of the underworld. And it says that something which no longer serves you is about to end. And we just talked about that. That relationship that ended, it needed to end. So let this be a little comforting to you that, you know, nothing that's for you is going to miss you. So if a relationship has come to an end, that just means that its season was up, its time was up. There was nothing wrong with you. It was just, it was part of the cycle. And for a lot of you, I feel like you will feel lighter at the end of a relationship. I know when the last relationship that I was in ended, I was so overjoyed. I literally danced around the house. Like, thank God. Like, it's over. I can breathe. I don't have to worry about none of this drama. So let that be you. And know that you are being supported divinely, that you are being guided, that you are not alone. I'm here. If you want to come hang out in the Spiritual Love Circle, we can talk about it and get more advice, whatever you need. But I hope that this reading has helped you some, that's giving you some inspiration and help shed some light on what you might be going through at the time. And yeah, I think that's awesome. Like, it ended on a really great note. Like, you are perfect, you are enough, you are love, you are loved, and something so amazing, more amazing that you could have ever imagined, will come into your life once you fully release this and get through back to, get back to your true essence. So peace and blessings. Thanks so much for watching. Again, if you'd like your own reading or to book a service with me, head over to the spirituallovehealer.com. I would love to be your healer or spiritual guide. Peace.